DogWorks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com. You can support this podcast on patreon.com/firstpawmedia.
As dog trainers in Alaska, we are in a very unique location. Just the other day, we signed up a new client in the village of Nulato. This little community can only be accessed by plane, sled dog team on the famous Iditarod Trail, snow machine, or a very long boat ride in the summer. She signed up to work with us to train her dog to be a potential service dog. Part of our training includes the AKC Canine Good Citizen program. This course provides a perfect framework for training your dog to become a polite member of society. CGC classes will help you and your dog learn the 10 skills in the program. You can polish off these skills at home or in the backyard, and when you're ready, you can take the test administered in person by an AKC CGC approved evaluator. Here are the step-by-step instructions for working with your dog at home to prepare for the CGC test.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by Alaska Dog Works Professional Canine Training Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This is DogWorks Radio, committed to families and their dogs to build lifelong and fulfilling relationships. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert and Michelle Forto.
Hello and welcome to DogWorks Radio. I'm your host, Michelle Forto, and I'm the lead trainer of Alaska Dog Works, where we help you develop the best relationship possible with your dog. Today, we will give you some tips and tricks on how to train for the Canine Good Citizen test at home. Are you ready? Item number 1, allowing a friendly stranger to approach. Socializing your dog with all kinds of people from an early age will go a long way to passing this test. You can also encourage your dog to focus on you by teaching a watch me cue. The following steps will help you add distractions once your dog understands the basics. Give the dog the watch me cue with another person far enough away that it isn't distracted by them. When your dog looks at you, mark the behavior with a clicker or marker word like yes, then praise and reward. Repeat the action moving closer to the other person, one step at a time. If your dog loses focus, you've moved too close, too fast. Continue practicing until the other person is beside you. Train with as many different people as you possibly can. Item number 2, sitting politely for petting. Along with socialization, teaching your dog to control their emotions during greetings is essential to passing this test. Train your dog to sit and relax while being petted with the following steps. Ask your dog to sit, then have someone approach your dog for a greeting. If your dog becomes overly excited, have the person walk away. Repeat until your dog can stay seated with the person beside them. Ask the other person to pet your dog calmly. If your dog stays seated, the petting can continue. But if your dog gets too excited or stands up, have the person walk away. Repeat the action with the other person slowly, increasing their enthusiasm until your dog can handle highly exciting greetings and pets. Item number 3, accepting grooming and an examination. Handling exercises will help your dog become comfortable with touch. Sensitive dogs can benefit from counter conditioning, a technique that changes a negative emotional response to a positive one. The following steps will help. Touch your dog gently and briefly on a non-sensitive area like the back. Reward them with a treat. Touch for several seconds, then treat. Gently squeeze or manipulate that area, then treat. Repeat with more sensitive areas like the paws. Item number 4, walking on a loose leash. To train loose leash walking, never let your dog earn a reward for pulling. Your dog should only get to walk when the leash is slack. Try the following steps. In a quiet place, start walking with your dog on a leash. Continue walking as long as the leash is slack. Stop and stand still when your dog gets to the end of the leash and pulls. Stay immobile until your dog returns to you. Once the leash is slack again, begin walking. As your dog masters the concept, walk in more distracting areas. Add a verbal cue like "let's go" to tell your dog it's time to walk. Item number 5, walking politely through a crowd. This is another test of loose leash walking skills, but now distractions are involved. Include other people, dogs, and exciting things to smell in your advanced loose leash walking training when possible. The "let's go" cue can tell your dog to keep moving. It can also be helpful to teach a "leave it" cue that lets your dog know when something is off limits. Number 6, sitting and lying down on cue and staying in place. Lure and reward training is an excellent method for teaching sit and down to your dog. There are basic steps. Here we go. Hold a treat to your dog's nose. Lift it up and over the head for a sit. Move it down and along the ground for a down. Mark and reward your dog for following the treat into the desired position. Lure your dog as before, mark, then reward with a treat from your other hand. Lure your dog with an empty hand, mark and reward your dog for performing the behavior. This teaches a hand signal. Add a verbal cue right before the hand signal. Continue to mark and reward when your dog sits or lies down. When teaching stay, be aware of the 3 Ds: distance, distraction, and duration. Try the following steps. Place your dog in a sit or down. Give the cue stay. Wait half a second. Mark the behavior. Say a release word like free to tell your dog the stay is over. Then reward your dog. Slowly increase the wait time before you mark, release, and reward. If your dog gets up before being released, return to a shorter interval and try again. As you build duration, reward your dog during the stay with high-value treats. When released, reward again with a lower-value treat. This ensures your dog enjoys staying as much as being free. Add distance once your dog can stay for several seconds. Start with 1 step, then 2, and so on. Always return your dog to mark, release, and reward. Item number 7, coming when called. For a successful recall, your dog should think coming to you is exciting and rewarding. Never use the recall cue to end your dog's fun. Start training in a quiet area with no distractions. The following steps will help build a strong recall. With your dog by your side, say your dog's name and a recall cue like come. Give your dog a high-value treat. Drop a treat beside your dog. As soon as your dog finishes eating, say your dog's name and come. Provide another treat when your dog looks at you. Repeat the above step while tossing the initial treat a foot away from your dog. Reward your dog for returning to you. Take a few steps away from your dog after tossing the initial treat. This should encourage your dog to chase you, which adds to the reward. Continue to build more distance and train in different locations that could be more distracting. Item number 8, reacting politely to other dogs. If your dog is nervous around other dogs, an exercise like the one in item 3 can help your dog become more comfortable. Simply start with your dog far enough away from the other dog that they aren't upset. Then reward your dog in the presence of the other dog. Slowly decrease the distance. If your dog gets overly excited by other dogs, use dogs as part of your distraction training. You can also use the leave it or watch me cue to get your dog's focus on you rather than the other dog. Item number 9, reacting calmly to a distraction. A well-socialized dog will be more confident, which helps pass this test. You can also desensitize your dog to distractions, like what the evaluator will use for the test: a dropped food dish, a jogger moving past the dog, etc. Start with the distraction at a low enough level that your dog doesn't react. Follow these steps. Drop a food dish on a soft surface like a carpet from a low height. Immediately reward your dog. Drop the dish from a higher level. Immediately reward. Drop the dish onto a hard surface from a low height. Immediately reward. Drop the dish from higher up. Immediately reward. Item number 10, reacting calmly to supervised separation from the owner. An essential step for passing this test is alone time training. Teach your dog to be comfortable away from you with the following steps. Give your dog an edible chew or foodstuff toy to keep them occupied. Leave the room or move behind a barrier for as short a time as you know your dog can handle. When you return to the room, praise and reward your dog. Continue to build the time you are out of the room slowly. When your dog is comfortable alone with a treat or toy, start over while the dog has no distractions. Praise and reward your dog when you return. That's it. What questions do you have for us? Let us know on our socials, and we will do our best to answer them in an upcoming episode. And before we end the show, let's press pause for a sec. Maybe ask yourself, why did this resonate with me? What aspect of my relationship with my canine buddy could I apply this to? And what am I going to do differently this week to make my dog's training a little easier? So take some time to mull it over, talk it out with a family member or trusted friend, put some ideas down in your training journal, and then check back next week for our next episode. As always, I look forward to hearing your thoughts. So reach out and find me on Instagram at AKDogworks and let's spark a conversation. Until then, keep going. You are doing great. It's time to create the relationship with your dog that you've always dreamed of. Thanks for listening to Dogworks Radio. You can find the show notes for this episode and all others at alaskadogworks.com. And if you know someone in your life who needs help with their dog's training, be a hero and share our podcast with them. And we will see you next time.
From First Paw Media, this is Dogworks Radio. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you'll see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert and Michelle Forto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media.
At Dogworks Radio, we're committed to producing high-quality content by a team with expertise and experience in their field in consultation with relevant qualified experts. For this piece on tips for canine good citizen training at home, Michelle Forto tapped her experience as a longtime dog trainer, podcaster, and dog owner. We rely on reputable primary sources, including government and professional organizations and academic institutions, and our writers' personal experiences where appropriate. We verify all facts and data, back them with credible sourcing, and revisit them over time to ensure they remain accurate and current. You can read more about our team, our contributors, and our editorial policies on our website, alaskadogworks.com.